Hello friends, let's talk about JavaScript objects and how you can access JavaScript objects. Alright, remember object is a data type which has properties and values. So you can access an object by using this denotation, object name dot property name. Okay, or you could say object name square brackets property name. Okay, this is another way to access them. Okay, let me clear this up and show you an example. Okay, let's begin. Doc type HTML tag, body tag, paragraph tag. There are two different ways to access an object property. Close the paragraph tag and open up the paragraph tag and say you can use person dot property or person, just what I explained in the beginning of this program. Person square bracket open, inverted commas open, property. Okay, these are placeholders for whatever you want to access that belongs to the object. Okay, and this is the trend, just showing you how it needs to be done before I actually do it. Paragraph ID is equal to demo, close paragraph. Open up the script tag var person is equal to, open the curly bracket and say first name John, John, last name Doe, ID 556. Okay, or you could say 8745 and whatever you want to add. And remember, the last thing that you add does not bear a comma because you're done. And close the curly bracket and mark the end of statement. Document dot get element by ID demo dot inner HTML is equal to person dot first name plus person dot last name, and close the script tag and close the body tag, close the HTML tag. Great, let's save this program as object 5. Okay, there's a mistake I made here. Please make sure you don't make the same mistake. E is supposed to be capital, get element by ID. Okay, it is not a small e. And save it as objects 5, save it as HTML file. Okay, and let me just play this file. There you go. Okay, there's no space between John and Doe, and I don't like that. So yeah, because you didn't leave a space between this like this, and I don't like the name John Doe, so I'm just gonna add my name. Sorry. Okay, Mughal, and just save it and refresh this page. Okay, so you can easily access an object by using this method person.property. Okay, person.first name, person.last name, and you can play with it. Whatever you declare here in the variable, all the object person, whatever property and value you declare here, you can easily access it later on when you're out of within the script. Okay, so let's look at the next example I have here for you, something similar to access objects. Okay, the example is similar, but we're going to use this format to access the object, this one. Okay, so let's try it here. All you need to do is, instead of the dot, you need to replace it with a square bracket, first name, and include the first name within inverted commas, close the square bracket. Okay, and do the same with the other one, person. Instead of the dot goes away, square brackets, inverted commas open, inverted commas closed, and so square bracket closed, and then you just save it and refresh it. Okay, you just need to save the file and refresh this one here, and you should see no change, because you're just simply trying to access the object in two ways. First way is using person.property, and the second way is using person and inverted commas. Alright, let's look at the next example here. Alright, then let's look at this next example. I'm going to save it as object 6 right after I complete this program. Doc type HTML. Open up the HTML tag, open up the body tag, open up the paragraph tag, and say creating and using an object method. And let's create an object. Okay, we're going to use a function here. An object method is a function definition, okay, stored as a property value. Now, function definition in some programming languages is also known as signature. Okay, signature is something that defines an object, like what it's gonna be like, how it's gonna behave, what properties it has. So all programming languages have different syntax. JavaScript is this is how we define functions, function methods, object methods of functions in this way. And remember, JavaScript is a very common mobile as well as web browser language, so you are going to benefit a great deal by working on this program that I'm practicing with you. So let's open up the curly bracket and hit enter, because I like to indent my code so that it makes more sense. First name is Zubia, and then hit enter and tab, and then say last name is Mughal. Okay, I forgot the comma here right after my name. Okay, and a comma here again. Just be very careful with the syntax, because it's a very unforgiving Notepad is very unforgiving. Last name and ID double colon. You could say 334352, whatever you want to add, and then hit enter and tab, and then say full name, function. Okay, here's a typo, function yet again. Okay, function. Remember these brackets? This is how you denote a function. Curly bracket open and hit enter. Oops. Yes, hit enter and then say return this dot first name plus, do you understand what we're doing? We are incorporating a function here. This dot last name and close the curly bracket. Close the curly bracket and end of statement marker. Document dot get element by ID demo dot inner HTML is equal to person dot full name. Close the script tag, close the body tag, and close the HTML tag. Okay. Alright, I'm going to save this file as object 6. Let me move this here. Okay, and okay, a little bit so that you can see the code and you can also see how it runs. Okay, save as, and I want to save it as HTML file .html. Yes, and let's try to find this file here. There you go. So creating and using an object method. An object is a function definition stored as a property value. Okay, so this is how you call an object method. Alright, there is one last thing that I need to share with you before I close this video series for objects, and it is the way you need to declare your objects. Okay, I have these notes here, just check them out. Okay, you do not declare strings, numbers and booleans as objects. Okay, just remember that when a JavaScript variable is declared with the word new, the variable is created as an object. Okay, so var x is equal to new string, var y is equal to new number, var z is equal to new boolean. So if you want to create an object, simply when you declare a variable you use the word new. And usually what you're going to see is new is referenced as this dot so and so, this dot so and so. So just remember that var x is equal to new string declares x as a string object, var y new number, and remember this is a function as well, declares y as a number object. And when you declare something as a number object or as any kind of object, you have to use the curly brackets to declare all its properties as well. Okay, so that's what we're going to do in the code if we use this. Var z is equal to new boolean, so you have to talk about var z, what values it has, what default values, what initial values, and what will happen when you what event will change the value. For var y, you will have to talk about what number it is, and is it a decimal number, or how it can be accessed, or is it just like you say your final number, something, is it a constant number that you need to access in your calculation. So all of these things will be defined within this object. And for example, if you have a new string could be anything, could be first name, last name, all those examples that we just did previously. So avoid string, number and boolean objects. They complicate your code and slow down your execution speed. Okay, we're going to learn about objects in the future. Okay, so just remember the word new. That's the purpose of these notes here. Remember the word new, and we're going to use them later in the tutorials. Just hang in there. Okay, with this I'm going to end my video. And before I end my video, I want you to please go through some exercises. So let me just delete the screen here, and I'm going to put some exercises here. You can pause the screen and copy those exercises, and I'll tell you what you need to do with them, because you need to be very solid before we move on to the next video. Alright, this is example 1, and you have to display the result here. First you have to declare the script here, so you should be able to display the result accordingly. Okay, this is another example and another exercise that you need to do. So just make sure that you play with the code and you try to run it and see what the result is going to be like. And friends, this is the final example that you need to work on. Doc type HTML. Okay, display the result here and create an object here. This is a completely free, you have freedom to write whatever code you want, and however you want to access the object. You want to access the object with square brackets or with a dot sign. It's up to you. So just try to play with the examples that I shared with you. And if you have any questions, you can always post comments below this video, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. Alright, so up next we're going to work on JavaScript scope. Okay, when does the scope of a variable last, how long does it last, how you can reference it from other class, from other program to this existing program, or how you can access it from this within the same program, using within you from the different blocks of code. Okay, so let's look at JavaScript scope in the next video. See you shortly.